Hello, everybody. It's Jeff Eichen with the replay of episode 200. Can you believe it? We are here to raise the awareness that there are still prisoners in jail for marijuana. It's Women Rules Weeds Day and episode 200 with Morris Beagle from NOCO 10. And we're going to be going there. So we'll see you from there, maybe soon. Hep, hep, hooray. So, Morris, we want to honor your time. Tell us a little bit about you before I even do my intro. Tell us a little bit about on Women in Weeds Day. Tell us about your show coming up, when it is, and exactly how people can find it and get tickets.
So it's April 11th through the 13th. It's in Estes Park, Colorado, NOCOHempExpo.com. We've got three conferences on the 11th, the 12th, and the 13th. We've got an expo trade show on the 12th and the 13th. The 11th is really based around policy and regulations and research. We have a roundtable, or I guess I should say a fireside chat with the FDA. We also have a fireside chat talking about the USDA bioeconomy and biopreferred program. A lot of discussions will be taking place around the hemp-derived intoxicating cannabinoids that are out there, the delta-8s and THCOs and all that stuff that's popped up since, really 2020. Huge oversupply of CBD, and it, FDA hasn't regulated it, and it's become quite a mess. But the market demand for that stuff is out there, and it's like, do you want to make this stuff illegal and prohibit it? We know prohibition doesn't work. I'm more of a market guy. If the market demands it and products are safe, people should have the choice to do whatever they want to do. So a lot of discussion around that. We'll also be talking about hemp grain and hemp feed for humans and
animals.
And animals.
Animals, yeah.
And
bedding.
And bedding. And then we'll be talking a lot about construction materials and bioplastics and environment and regenerative agriculture and carbon credits and carbon farming.
Do you have BMW coming? Are they coming, BMW?
They're not coming, but we talk about them every year. And we did have a BMW at our show the first 3 years. So, they've been utilizing hemp in their paneling for a long time, and they're way ahead of us there in Europe. I am actually producing the 21st AHA conference, which is the European Industrial Hemp Association in Prague in June. So I'd love to come on again and talk about that. We're going to be doing a really cool show in Prague the first part of June, but we're going to get through NOCO first, and anybody that wants to come check out what's going on in the industrial hemp space, love to have you there. And if you need assistance with ticket pricing, just let me know. Morris at letstalkhemp.com. Happy to help you out.
And what is this? What is the main site for NOCO? Is NOCO
NOCOHempExpo.com.
NOCOHempExpo, everybody.com.
Wow.
And this is
I'm in France, by the way, Morris. So that's where I live. So
You're in France?
Mhm.
All right. I was just in Spain for Spanibus.
Oh, that's right.
That was nice. We're going to look at doing the AHA conference in France in 2026. So
is the AHA conference, is that your conference or is it collaboration?
It's a collaboration. So they've been doing this. It's the European Industrial Hemp Association. This is their 21st conference. They asked me to take over the organization of it last year when they came to NOCO and said, hey, why don't you take over organizing this and add more of a expo component to it? So we're adding a Experience Hemp expo to it, which Experience Hemp is another one of my brands that I'm utilizing internationally to kind of do the conference and trade show thing. So it's a collaboration, and I'm honored to be working with them. They're really the top organization in the world. They've been doing it a long time. And so I'm just excited to see where things are going to go and how we can harmonize the policy and the regulatory side of things between Europe and North America, South America, Asia, Australia, Africa, and really try to again just harmonize our movement so we can make this thing a global international thing and really have the impact that we know that this plant can have.
And how close are we to 1 million acres through Lakota and through Global Hemp?
It's hard to say because we don't know what the Chinese are actually growing. They keep all of that stuff pretty to themselves. So I don't know. We could be fairly close with what they're doing, but I think that we're going to see in the United States here, all of a sudden, there's going to be another explosion of fiber and grain acreage. And we're going to get to 1 million acres here, at least globally, within the next 3 years.
Are you working with Larry Serban?
Oh, yeah. And Larry's coming out to NOCO. He's speaking again. Larry's awesome. I do wish Chris was coming. We've had other OGs out there, Chris Conrad and Paul Stanford and John Dvorak and, some other Jack Harris.
Well, if there's an impromptu moment and I do make it, because it's in the air right now, if I get my flights and everything, pull me up on stage impromptu. I'll come up and tell a story.
Okay, sounds great.
That'd be
Appreciate
great.
the time here, Jeff.
Yeah, I really appreciate it. Well, everybody, this is an honor to have NOCO. I went there last year, and I was with Duck and Pamela from the Snohomish in Washington State, and we held circles with the indigenous there. It's just so far out that there's an indigenous hemp magazine. The Mary Jane does that, and they're so dedicated, and they want a new farm for the children to grow into. So the children have a new industry to go for. And we're talking about repairing the earth, and hemp can do that in the soil. It can remitigate the soil for organic soil, and it can help with all of our carbon aspects and cool down the planet, heat up the planet where it's necessary. It's a magic plant.
Yeah, and we've got Mary Jane coming out again, and Winona LaDuke and Rob Pirro and a lot of those indigenous.
Well, give me a list maybe in the next 10 days or something like that, and I'll email them so I can do interviews with them, and I'll set up my little room again, and it would be great, and I'll push the plug and I'll make it happen. I'll see you, baby.
I also wanted to add, sir, if possible, if you could send me like maybe your email in the comments. I also do media for my platform for my podcast.
Okay.
And I would love to come out to the event and do some media for these events that you guys are talking about. I would love to, promote them on my platform, and then also come out and maybe do some interviews and promote them on my YouTube page.
We'd love that. We'd love that, Barbara. Well, we want everybody and anybody. We have Eric Boone from HempFest. He's in Portugal, where the shoes are from. Remember the shoe guys last year?
Oh yeah, 8,000 kicks. They're coming again.
Okay, great. I
Bernard-
didn't get a pair.
Bernardo's a friend of mine, actually.
And so also, we also have a hemp dream team page where I'm trying to just connect all these products. So for anybody that's on here, if you have hemp products or you have hemp services, if you could just send me your email, or I have my email there, you can email me also. I just want to try to put as much awareness of all the great products that I come across that are for hemp and kind of centralize them
We'll
on my
network
page and
with
promote
you, Barbara, on our new website, Behind the Scenes. So Eric, come up and say hi to Morris, and he is our hemp man of the year.
Okay.
Hey, Morris, good to see you.
Hey, good to see you too, man.
Yeah, we're actually Seattle Hemp Fest. We
Yep.
kind of took it on the chin during the pandemic with a lot of the municipal changes and everything. Last year, I kind of took the reins from Viv and helmed the organization, but handed him back the stick this year and am in Lisbon trying to scale Seattle Hemp Fest and its credibility over in Europe. And we are really hoping to launch it's a trilogy event. It's us, the World CBD Awards, and Trade Show Canna Portugal for a 4-day show not far outside of Lisbon. So hopefully we can bring our 30 years of history and credibility to Europe as they bring down the walls of prohibition. Fingers crossed. But yeah, 8,000 Kicks. That CEO is a great. He's a good friend of mine. I've got 5 pairs of his shoes and have already kickstarted the new running pair. So that's a great product. And
Yeah, I always
happy to
wear
see
those
them.
on stage. And I told him that today because we went back and forth. But hey, I just want to say thank you and thank Vivian and all the Seattle Hemp Fest folks for all the work that you've done for 30 plus years. I mean, it was an inspiration for me to start the NOCO. And, I stand on the shoulders of giants. I come from the music industry, and I can't say that I was a big cannabis or hemp activist back in the 90s and stuff. So I look to a lot of you guys and have got a lot of inspiration. And I consider myself more new school, I've been a user of cannabis for a long time, but there's a lot of great new school folks that are out there that are driving the bus. And I also want to say that there's been this division between the adult use cannabis space and the hemp space because of the intoxicating derivatives and all this type of stuff. But it's all one plant. We're all one family. We're all in the same boat. We all need to paddle in the same direction. And we may have some differences of opinions, but come to NOCO and we can all hang out. We can have a drink together. We can smoke a joint together. We can eat a gummy together. We can talk together face to face and just get to know each other, because we're all fighting for the same thing, and that's the freedom of this plant and all that it can do for the world and for humanity. So again, we're all
Love
one
it, brother.
big family.
So when we were
connected on LinkedIn, so just hit me up.
Yeah. When we were kids, myself, I don't know if I'm the oldest one in the room here, but I'm 66 next week, everybody. Yay, 66. And so the deal is that we used to have to hide ourselves. We had to do the 420. I should get the 420 guys on that actually there's a movie about them now, about how they copywrote the word 420, and at 420 they would go behind the school and smoke out, and these guys are epic, but the bottom line is that when we were kids, you just said, let's get together and smoke a joint, let's get together and have a gummy bear. You couldn't do this shit, even back when Up in Smoke was happening, when Tommy was writing that movie. So the brave OGs of the world are going to be with us at NOCO. At least I'll be there. I'll come in with some swag, and I'll meet the rest of them. And Rodimus, we'll get Kirk on board. I think this is affirmation, and that we're gonna make.
Russell's making me dizzy right now.
Oh, Russell, are you there, Russell? Come on up, Russell. Come on.
Hi guys.
Hey, I actually have another call here that started 4 minutes ago, so I just wanted to stop by and say hey to everyone.
Okay.
And
Great to see you,
Forrest,
man.
great seeing you. And
You too. Reach out
let's
to me,
talk
Eric.
some shop. Did you guys see that Dana Beal got pinched in Idaho yesterday? That was a bit of a
Go ahead
disappointment.
and tell us about it real quick before we go. What is that? What happened?
Oh, Dana Beal, he's like 78, 77, something around there, just a long time activist. He was a contemporary of Jack Harris and Jack Hare, and just a long time sort of activist in the space. And I guess he got busted with like almost 200 pounds of bud or something. And Idaho's not where you want to do that.
No. It's very red there. It's very red there.
Yeah.
Like Texas.
Well, we love you, man, and we'll see you in Lisbon, dude. Get me there. We'll be there.
All right. Take care, everyone. Have a great one. Ciao.
Thanks for stopping by, Eric. Good to see you.
Okay.
Yeah, I got to bail too. Jeff.
Okay. Well, thank you, Morris.
Morris. Good to meet you.
Hey,
And Morris, I'm going to do my best to just pop on in there, and I'll do my thing. I'll take your lead too, and we'll figure out a room for me. And if you have time in the swag, give me some emails so I can get my interviews ready.
Okay. Sounds
Thank you.
great. Thanks, everyone.
Peace
Appreciate
out.
you.
Thank you, Hemp Emperor. Thank you.
All right.
Okay.
Bye.
All right, everybody. Thank you, Morris. Okay. And here's Russell. Russell, are you at your
Physical therapy, and I'm trying to get the best Wi-Fi so I could stop in and say hi. Sorry, guys. My health is very important. You know that. So I can't miss physical therapy. I just wanted to stop in and say hi, man. You guys are doing great. I love what you're doing with the hemp. Free the weed. Nobody belongs in jail for being for a plant.
Are you doing 420 yoga, dude?
No, actually, I'm working on my heart. I'm getting my rhythm up. I'm working on muscle volume. I'm getting ready to do a muscle shoot for a peptide company, and we are introducing a hemp product with. Hold on, let me see here. Everybody remember Dr. Bob?
Hi, Dr. Bob.
No, okay. Well, Dr. Bob is the one who created this. It's hemp extract capsules with NAC. Very healthy, and I'm going to try to push that to the bodybuilders. We all know hemp does wonders for you. Cannabis is the drug that helped me heal. Like I said, Jeff, I'm sorry, brother, but my health's so important. I just wanted to stop in and say hi. I
Well,
told
we-
Ashley the other day I felt bad because our Wi-Fi at the gym was not working last Wednesday.
Well, we love
So I
having
watched
you.
it. I watched you guys on YouTube though. I watched everything you guys do. I love it. Tell everybody, Breezy, Lala, Rodimus, everybody. Hi, I'm working on me, guys.
Okay, well, hang out, and we're going to share our screen now before we go to the news, and I'm going to do our intro. 30 minutes into the show, we'll do our intro here, everybody. And
Gotta go, bro.
I got a good intro for you. And yeah, love you, Russell. Thank you
Love you too, brother.
thank you for doing self-care. That's important, and promoting the hemp side of things. So here we go. So this was our Relief Foundation magical mixer we had to raise money for our project. Shattered Lives, the books there, all inspirations for me. I'm wearing my hemp suit there. There's Kimmy, and we were having hemp drinks there all day. I got a case of hemp drinks, and we had beautiful shirts that we made to promote the incredibleness. This is the morning after. Hello, everybody. This is a milestone today. It's episode 200. Whoa, ho, ho, hemp, hemp, hooray. And I mean what I say. And I'm going to walk my walk and talk my talk. And today is, I guess, a week before my birthday. And so let's bring all the prisoners home. Help me, everybody. Help us and all the reform activist teams out there. And it's World 420 Day. Let's do it globally and pay it forward. Okay, women in weed rule. These are all photographs I took at a women march way back when.
Episode 200.
Yes, sir. Yes, everybody. It is totally episode 200. I'm so excited that I got through 200 of these babies, and today was really fun so far. I mean, come on. Let's hear from Jeannie. Jeannie, give us a little spell here and introduce your Tessa again a little bit.
It's episode 200 and Tisa Bryce, super special guest. In my movie, I featured her and her son. I call them the Canna Heroes and the Canna Shiro. And everybody can find out why in the links. Look them up after the show and get to know Tisa Bryce and her sons, Dom and Mercy, and find out why everybody should have mercy. These are them behind me right now. Her beautiful sons and beautiful Tisa, so inspiring. This woman, I can't get enough of reading about her and finding out more about her incredible life. Just to be a parent is such a difficult thing. To take care of two children is a whole nother thing. When my daughter turned 2, I told the doctor I thought I had twins because there's no way one child could be up to all that she was up to. Just one. There had to be 2. So I couldn't imagine what having 2 boys would be like, especially being so young, so beautiful, and just so full of life. And having 2 children, and obviously you were very young when you had them because you're still so young now. And I just can't imagine. So hemp hooray to every mother who's ever done it. And especially to you, Tisa. You are absolutely my shiro. You are just such an inspiration. And when I think of how you get through your days and you just have that beautiful smile on your face, it's just so uplifting. And it's just like, I can't have a problem. There's just nothing, no patient can have a problem. Nothing can be that wrong in this world when you have somebody that's just holding it down and doing it. And she's done such a great job with her family that her son, I read the article that he was going to the mall and singing and dancing for his brother and trying to bring money home to the family. That is just heartwarming and uplifting and just incredible. And I could go on, but I really want to hear from Tisa. Tisa, I think your family is just miraculous. And I think that you're just an incredible inspiration. And I think that anybody can learn, I call it medication, medicine and education together with truth is medication. And I really believe that that is a foundation of what the patients need, of what this movement needs. We need to remember that it may be fun, it may be a party, but it's also for a higher purpose. And it's lives that are being changed and lives that are being saved. And this little boy would never have made it to 20 years old without the help of Charlotte's Web and without a mother like this and without a family like that. And so, Tisa, I just give it up to you every day. Every day I raise your name in praise and I just say, let me be like Tisa. Let me see how I can do it. Because you do it with such grace. And I'm just amazed by how you just keep pushing on and pushing on, even without challenges. You're so uplifting. You're so positive. And I just want everyone to know who Tisa Bryce is and her family after this show. Everybody have mercy.
Yes, thank you so much, Ashley. Yeah, we started this thing, like I said, in 2015, and you know, we just keep going, even though the CBD oil and different types of strains of weed or CBD strain weed, etc., is you know, legal in most states now and in the hospital with the license and all of that. But we still support the people like you guys said in the red states that are, you know, that can't get the weed, and we go out there and try to help them to make sure that they can, you know, get that bill passed so they can get the recreational and all that marijuana so they can get the CBD oil for their families, for their kids, and the things that they need, the right strain of weed they need to smoke to help them feel better in whatever their condition is. And it's been a ride. It's been a ride. There's been ups and downs, but our focus is still the same. And that's just to help people and families that are just like us, that we're at our wits' end. We were at our wits' end. We didn't know what else to do. And, you know, I always give honor to God that he helped provide these things and these people to us. And we had people reaching out to us from different countries. Like I was tripping, like Israel and China, and you know, we were able to help them over there. And I was really shocked. And I was telling my son Dominic, because he didn't really grasp the concept of the Mercy Foundation and what we were doing. So I had to explain to him what we do and how he himself, just him, help save so many people's lives and help people change their lives, help them get the knowledge to what's going on and why weed isn't as taboo as everybody wants to say. It's just, you know, it's just a sin to have it. We even go to churches and speak about it because a lot of the churches were, you know, weed is a drug, and they didn't understand that it was more than what they see. So I'm really happy about it, and my heart gets full when I hear about the people that we've touched and that we're still touching. And Ashley, we appreciate you so much for encouraging us and always just, you know, cheerleading for us. I'm like, I appreciate you so much. You have such a sweet spirit, and we just love you to death.
Oh, I love you too. And also, didn't I read that Mercy has had 10 surgeries on his brain? It started with a stroke when he was just 2 years old. Is that how it happened?
Yeah. Well, I had them very early. They were born at 27 weeks, and Damaris, you know, both the twins couldn't take the pressure of being in there. And when Damaris came out about a week later, in the ICU, he had a stroke, four-degree stroke on one side of his brain and 3 level on the other side. Now, the 4 level is the highest level you can have. So there's like brain damage immediately. And then the other side is, level 3. So they told me that, and they just had been going in all the time, just picking at him, revisions of shunts, different brain surgeries to help him get better. So with the CBD, that kind of just cut it out a whole lot. So we thank God for that.
Thank you so much for sharing with us.
Fantastic, ladies. I'm proud of you both for keeping at it, and I've been aware of the Canna Moms for years now, and I want to bring attention to them and to the Charlotte's Web. I think we lost Figgy recently in the last several years. That's the little girl that Charlotte was made for. But it extended her life. I was under the influence. Let me bring myself up here to visit with you, ladies. Here, I was under the influence that Figgy, which was Charlotte's Web, the young girl, had 300 seizures a week. And when she took Charlotte's Web in whatever form they gave her, and this is a strain, everybody, from the marijuana plant that's illegal that people are in jail for. But when Figgy, who's no longer with us, but made this movement of the epileptic children better, she went from 300 seizures a week down to like 2. And so if that's the gospel, then I heard right. And I met her mom last year at NOCO. So let's get me to NOCO, everybody. Come on and let's go. Get on that plane, Jeffrey, and go. And I'll see you in Colorado, maybe, Tessa. Why don't you come to, do you know where Estes is?
Is that here in Colorado?
Yeah, it's up by Boulder.
Estes Park.
Estes Park. Yes, I do.
How far is that from you?
I live in Colorado Springs now. I was in Denver, so I'm not quite sure. I've never been to Estes before.
It's about 2 hours for you.
Is it? Okay. I've heard of Estes Park. I never got a chance to go up there before.
If you come for the day, I'll get you on my ticket. I will have a ticket for you. And if you bring the kids, we'll do an interview with you.
Okay. And what date is this?
It's the 10th, 11th, 12th, and 13th. It's actually the 11th. Let me see. What's on my poster here? My poster, let me blow it up here. Let me blow my poster up. It says here, the 11th through the 13th.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's 11th through the 13th. Of April. Yeah, it's coming right up. Coming right up. And I'll do an interview with you. So can you use the chat here? I'll put my phone number in there.
Yes, indeed, I can.
Okay, so I'll put my phone number in the chat right now, everybody.
Okay.
TELE1. Okay. And we're gonna sign over to Rodimus. Rodimus, are you ready with some news today? Do you want to read that?
Sure.
That piece I got. I know it's a long one, but do the best you can. And everybody, here's Rodimus with the news. And I'm gonna take our board off the board here. It takes me a little bit to do that and bring Rodimus up. Thank you so much, Tessa, for your devotion to your children and to the plant. And thank you, Jeannie 420, always for assisting us in bringing some beautiful people to the show. And Rodimus, take it away with the news.
All right.
Thanks, guys. I gotta go to an appointment. Ashley, we love you. We love you guys, and we'll meet you soon.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. Y'all have a blessed day.
Take my number, Tess. Okay.
I have it. Yes, sir.
Okay. Peace out.
All right. Bye.
So here's the Canna news for today for episode 200 of Weeds Days. In the Strawberry Fields examines the plight of migrant workers in California agriculture.
Can you tell us where this is from? The news today.
I don't have that information, Jeffrey.
Okay, hang on. Everybody, I'm going to come side by side and show you where this news is from. This is a very interesting news today because it's not the weekly news. It's something that I found, and here we go. This is from Reefer Madness by Eric Schlosser. And
Schlosser.
yeah, and so this book I just do in my spare time. I take the book and I open up one page and then I start reading. And so I sent over Rodimus a couple of stories, and he's going to choose one and read it to you today. So carry on, Rodimus.
Oh, thanks. Thanks. Appreciate the context, Jeffrey, because yeah, I didn't know that. Thank you. All right. So I guess these are all individual little stories in this book. One called In the Strawberry Fields examines the plight of migrant workers in California agriculture who are mainly illegal immigrants. The state's recruitment of illegals from Mexico started a trend that has lately spread throughout the United States. Many employers now prefer to use black market labor. Although immigrant smuggling looms as a multi-billion-dollar business in its own right, the growing reliance on illegals has far-reaching implications beyond the underground, affecting wages, working conditions, and even the practice of democracy in the rest of society. Another article called An Empire of the Obscene traces the history of the pornography industry through the career of an obscure businessman and his successors. It describes how a commodity once traded only on the black market recently entered the mainstream, turning behavior long thought deviant into popular entertainment. Profits from the sale of pornography that used to be earned by organized crime figures now being made by some of America's largest corporations. The current demand for marijuana and pornography is deeply revealing. Here are two commodities that Americans publicly abhor, privately adore, and buy in astonishing amounts. Linking all three essays is a belief that the underground is inextricably linked to the mainstream. The lines separating them are fluid and not permanently fixed. One cannot be fully understood without regard to the other. The vastness and complexity of the underground challenge the mathematical certainties of conventional economic thinking. Hard numbers suddenly appear illusory. Prices on Wall Street rise or fall based on minuscule changes in the rate of inflation, the unemployment rate, the latest predictions about the GNP. Billions of dollars may change hands because an economic measurement shifts by 0.1%. But what do those statistics really mean if 20%, 10%, or even 5% of a nation's economy somehow cannot be accounted for? America's great economic successes of the past 2 decades in software, telecommunications, aerospace, computing are only part of the story. Marlboro, Camel, and Philip Morris are familiar names, and the tobacco industry is one of the most powerful lobbies in Washington, D.C. But Americans now spend more money on illegal drugs than on cigarettes. The proper role of the state and the proper limits on the free market are central themes of this book. The political system of the United States and the economic system proposed by Adam Smith are ostensibly dedicated to freedom. Since 1776, Americans have been willing to fight and to die for freedom. You will search long and hard to find an American who thinks freedom is a bad thing. The question that has been much more difficult to answer is, freedom for whom? Should the government be protecting the freedom of workers or employers, of consumers or manufacturers, of the majority who live one way or the minority who choose to live differently? In the abstract, freedom is always easy to celebrate, but adherence to that lofty ideal seems impossible to achieve despite the best of libertarian intentions. Giving unchecked freedom to one group usually means denying it to another. What happens in the underground economy is worth examining because of how fortunes are made there, how lives are often ruined there, how the vicissitudes of the law can deem one man a gangster or a chief executive or both. If you truly want to know a person, you need to look beyond the public face, the jobs on the resume, the books on the shelves, the family pictures on the desk. You may learn more from what's hidden in a drawer. There is always more to us than what we will admit. If the market does indeed embody the sum of all human wishes, then the secret ones are just as important as the ones that are openly displayed. Like the yin and the yang, the mainstream and the underground are ultimately two sides of the same thing. To know a country, you must see it whole. All right, that's Article 1. Did you want to read Article 2, Jeffrey? All right, man.
We got time.
All right, thank you. Just the article begins with, Young was sentenced by Judge Sarah Evans Barker to life imprisonment without the possibility of parole. Marijuana is such a familiar part of youth culture in the U.S., and the smell of pot smoke is now so commonplace at high schools and college parties that many Americans assume a marijuana offense rarely leads to a prison term. In fact, there are more people in prison today for violating marijuana laws than at any other time in American history. About 20,000 inmates in the federal prison system have been incarcerated primarily for a marijuana offense. the number currently being held in state prisons and local jails is more difficult to estimate. A reasonable guess would be an additional 25,000 to 30,000. And I have to pause here, Jeff, and ask you, is this something that's a recent article, or is it something from that book?
It's something from the book, and so maybe the numbers.
When was that published?
I'm looking right now. Maybe that the numbers are bigger. Maybe
the little out of date. Yeah, especially those first two things I read. Sorry, it seems like they were kind of talking about a period that's maybe 10 or 15 years.
2004. Eric Schlosser, 2003. Yeah, so that's 10 years old.
That's 20. That's 20 years old. Okay, so
okay.
Yeah. All right. Okay, good enough then. That history of people being incarcerated. Sure, let's look at it from that angle. All right, so Mark Young's sentence, though unusual, is by no means unique. Dozens of marijuana offenders may now be serving life sentences in federal penitentiaries without hope of parole, and we know that there are those for sure. If one includes middle-aged inmates with sentences of 20 or 30 or 40 years, the number condemned to die in prison may reach into the hundreds. Other inmates, no one knows how many, are serving life sentences in state correctional facilities across the country for growing, selling, possessing, or even buying marijuana. The phrase war on drugs evokes images of Colombian cartels and inner city crack addicts. In many ways, that is a misperception. Marijuana is and has long been the most widely used illegal drug in the United States. It is used more frequently than all other illegal drugs combined. Approximately 1/3 of the American population over the age of 12 have smoked marijuana at least once. About 20 million Americans smoke it every day. More than 2 million smoke it every day. Unlike heroin or cocaine, which must be imported, anywhere from a quarter to half of the marijuana used in the United States is grown here as well. Although popular stereotypes depict marijuana growers as aging hippies in Northern California or Hawaii or Port Townsend, the majority of the marijuana now cultivated domestically is being grown in the nation's midsection, a swath running from the Appalachians west to the Great Plains. Throughout this marijuana belt, drug fortunes are being made by farmers who often seem to have stepped from a page of the old Saturday Evening Post. The value of America's annual marijuana crop is staggering. Plausible estimates start at $4 billion and range up to $25 billion. In 2001, the value of the nation's largest legal cash crop, corn, was roughly $19 billion. Marijuana has well-organized supporters who campaign for its legalization and promote its use through books, magazines, websites, and popular music. They believe marijuana is important, not only as a benign recreational drug, but also as an herbal medicine and as a commodity with industrial applications. Ding, ding. Marijuana's opponents are equally passionate and far better organized. They consider marijuana a dangerous drug, one that harms the user's mental, physical, and spiritual well-being, that promotes irresponsible sexual behavior, and that encourages disrespect for traditional values and threatens the nation's youth. At the heart of the ongoing bitter debate is a hardy weed that can grow wild in all 50 states. The two sides agree that countless lives have been destroyed by marijuana, but disagree about what should be blamed, the plant itself or the laws forbidding its use. The war on drugs launched by President Ronald Reagan in 1982 began largely as a campaign against marijuana organized by conservative parents groups. After more than a decade in which penalties for marijuana offenses had been reduced at both the state and federal levels, the laws prohibiting marijuana were made much tougher in the 1980s. More resources were devoted to their enforcement, and punishments more severe than those administered during the reefer madness of the 1930s became routine. All the legal tools commonly associated with the fight against heroin and cocaine trafficking, civil forfeitures, enhanced police search powers, the broad application of conspiracy laws, a growing reliance on the testimony of informers, and mechanistic sentencing formulas such as mandatory minimums and the 3 strikes you're out have been employed against marijuana offenders. The story of how Mark Young got a life sentence reveals a great deal about the emergence of the American heartland as the region where most of the nation's marijuana is now grown, about the changing composition of the federal prison population, and about the effects of the war on drugs more than 20 years after its declaration throughout America's criminal justice system. Underlying Young's tale is a simple question. How does a society come to punish a man more harshly for selling marijuana than for killing someone with a gun? And that's the Canon News for episode 200. And this is Rodimus. Thanks a lot.
Amazing 200 episodes, and that was a very poignant, laden, filled with some interesting tidbits about why and how and where it all started. So thank you for hanging in there with the news, my brother from another mother. And I'm gonna roll us out of here, and we'll get our Canon News every week, read by Sir Rodimus Parra. And now we're going to bring up Solo Breezy. And since Rodimus is pinned on to the front page, and I brought Solo up, why don't you guys both have just a 2-minute conversation and introduce yourselves? Say hey to Solo.
Uncle Grasshopper.
Muted. Hi there. Hi, Solo. How's it going, man? Hey, have you prepared a little quote for us today?
Absolutely. Got an awesome quote for today. It's real simple. Quoted by Leo Tezu. So that's Lao and then TZU. That's a great philosopher out there.
I remember last week you had a gummy bear going.
Yeah, definitely. I was hanging out enjoying that.
Hey. Well, everybody, this is Solo. He brings the quotes of the day normally, unless we have Lala on stage. And so we'll bring Lala back for sure from New Orleans. Are you ready?
Yep. Music in the soul can be heard by the universe.
Perfect for our concert. So Solo, say hi to Uncle Grasshopper, and what would you like to say to Uncle Grasshopper?
It's illegal over there. How's it going on in Washington where you're at over there, Uncle Jeff and Canon Nurse? How's it going over there with the cannabis over there? You guys smoking up over there out there?
Yeah, it's legal in our state.
Do you guys have like a favorite strain you guys like to smoke?
It's legal in our state, but it's still difficult to get a hold of, especially when you're dealing with patients. You need to make sure that it's, it's not really recreational so much as it is definitely for medicinal purpose. So I have to be really careful with the medicine, and it's just not free flowing. It's not. I used to have a garden, and that made it different, but it's still, even where it's legal, it's not like it's just, like my genie bong over here. It's a little bit still, for me anyway, maybe not for anyone else, but for me, it's still give and take. It's my patients come first, and then, we have options for certain.
Yeah, we had medical, and then they kiboshed it. So even in Thailand, they're thinking about overturning that, but they're not killing people anymore in Thailand. So, and same with our state. So thank you, Solo, for the incredible new quote there. Thank you, Rodimus, for the news, and Paul for all you do. Getting to meet Morris is really important for you, Paul. And so let's make everything we do from here on out, and it's always been there, but on episode 200, which is World 420 Day, in fact, to take 42 seconds to visualize the prisoners coming home, everybody. And that's really important because they are still in there. So every World 420 Day we do this, and here we go. Visualize the prisoners coming home. So love you, everybody, and we're going to roll out of here. Any final words from anybody?
No, thank you guys for having me. This is Barbie at Y School Podcast Radio. Thanks for having me always. See you guys next week, and follow me. Go to our website at www.patriotbfc.com.
Okay, it sounds great. And thanks for everybody coming, and especially for NOCO 10. We're going to try to get there on the 10th. And my birthday is next week, so send me some good wishes and say hi to Kimmy for you. I'll say hi to Kimmy for you, everybody, for Kim, my sweetheart. And everybody, thank you again. And I'm going to share my screen and do our outro. And here we go. Thanks for a great show, everybody. Hello, everybody. This is a milestone today. It's episode 200. Whoa, ho, ho, ham, pam, hooray. And I mean what I say. And I'm going to walk my walk and talk my talk. And today is, I guess, a week before my birthday. And so let's bring all the prisoners home. Help me, everybody. Help us and all the reform activists, teams out there, and it's World 420 Day. Let's do it globally and pay it forward. Okay, women in weed rule. Parade was a really beautiful, epic show. They all are. And thank you again, everybody. See you on campus. Paul, give me a call. I'll tell you what's going on at NOCO and hook you up with everybody. And Solo, thank you. Jeannie, thank you. And thank the Catamoms for coming on. And we'll see you next week, everybody. And then we'll see you from Colorado. I'm going to get my butt there. I promise. Here we go. Ham Pam Hooray.
Have a good day.
Ham Pam Hooray. Okay. Oh, yeah, we got to get our 3 fingers shot here. So 1, 2, 3. We forgot to get Rodimus on there. 3 fingers. There we go.